Greetings, everybody, wherever you are. Are you well? Are you happy? Are you mindful? Are you insightful? Are you practicing the Dhamma? Can you hear me okay? Kenneth Hunt, how are you? You just finished teaching, I guess. Please let me know if the audio is working okay. From One Vimun, Nuong Macha, กราบนมัสการพระคุณเจ้าลูกขออนุโมทนาบุญด้วยสาธุ From Kenneth Hunt, you are loud and clear, Ajahn. Thank you. Got any question today? If you want to ask me anything, you are welcome. Just send in the question, and I will try to answer them as best as I can. From Chonburi MTR, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. We have people watching right now. Nine people watching right now. I guess it takes a little while for you to compose your question. So just take your time. Don't need to hurry to send in your question. Chonburi MTR, the audio is okay. Thank you. Okay, thank you, One Vimun, for your comment. You said that I talk Dhamma straight to the point, easy to understand. Thank you very much. One day I hope I'll be able to go and see you. Right now I'm in Australia and cannot get out of the country. I have to read your message in English for the benefit of the other people, because we are live on the English page and most people are English speaker. So if I read your comment in Thai, nobody will be able to understand it. From Charmaine Metta, good morning, Venerable Thanajan. Namo Buddhaya Sukhi Hotu. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. I see check link 10. on the screen. How are you, Jack? And Sui, 10, doing okay? Are you keeping the precept, the 8th precept? Oh, I think it's tomorrow for you. Right now it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon for you. It's 3:42 in Thailand, morning, Saturday. From Czech Link 10, good morning, Tan Ajahn. Good to see you, Ajahn. Good to hear from you too. And Sri 10, yes, we are keeping the 8th precept today and tomorrow. That's very good, very good. You are advancing in your practice. The more you keep the precept, the more you will be going forward. Because the 8 precepts will support your meditation practice, give you more time to do the practice. From Czech Link 10, we are doing well, Ajahn, keeping the 8 precepts today and tomorrow, every Friday and Saturday. Since your encouragement, it's been going well so far, not overbearing. It takes a little time to get used to it, keeping the 8 precepts. Once you can do it, you'll find it very supportive for your meditation practice. From Kenneth Hunt, I am fine, thank you, Tan Ajahn. I will have to teach online again from next week due to the worsening virus situation. Face-to-face teaching will be stopped. That's right, I heard Europe and America is entering into the second wave now. I hope you all come through all right. Be safe, keep social distancing, put on face mask, and try to live in seclusion. Then you'll be okay. From Gleb Ulrich, hello Ajahn. The ascetics before the Buddha had deep absorption and also understood their body as impermanent, but saw their mental bliss as ultimate self. The Buddha saw all phenomena as separate. Is that correct? Many thanks. The Buddha saw all phenomena, both physical and mental, as anicca, dukkha, anatta, and separate from the mind itself. As long as the mind still clings to this mental and physical phenomena, the mind will be subjected to dukkha and subjected to rebirth in samsara. No one before the Buddha could see that all phenomena is a natural phenomena without a self. No self. Sabbe Dhamma anatta. Everything, every phenomena is anatta, no self. This is the difference between the Buddha and the other ascetics. The Buddha saw everything as sabbe dhamma anatta, both physical and mental phenomena. From Kenneth Hunt, yes, Tan Ajahn, the shutdown is a quieter quieter time, more peaceful, and help to support practice. Staying alone, in a way, is a benefit for meditation practitioner. But for those who like to go out for sensual pleasure, it's like hell, because their craving keep driving them mad when they have to stay at home and cannot go out to socialize. For those who can meditate, they'll find it beneficial. So make use of your benefit now that you have to stay at home. Try to develop mindfulness and meditate as much as possible. The more meditation you do, the more calm the mind will become, the more equanimity you will have, then the more easy for you to develop wisdom, to see the truth. If your mind is not calm and has no equanimity, your defilement will prevent you from contemplating on the truth that the defilement doesn't like you to see, the truth of impermanence, the truth of asubha, and attractiveness of the body, for instance. From check link 10, Dear Ajahn, you taught us to let go of the body as the first step, not afraid to get old, get sick and die. Will we automatically be able to let go of our attachment to others once we can let go of our own body, meaning we are okay with our loved ones getting old, getting sick and dying? Well, you have to contemplate both your own body and other people's body as well. The Buddha says external body and internal body. Internal body is your own body. External body are other people's body. So you have to see both your body and other people's body as being anicca, dukkha, anatta. If you only see your body, you might have a lopsided view of things. You might be able to let go of your body, but not other people's body, because you haven't yet contemplated them as anicca, dukkha, anatta as well. So you need to contemplate both. But first you contemplate on your own, then you contemplate on the other people's body. Then eventually you'll see that your body and other people's body are the same, are subjected to the same law of anicca, dukkha, anatta. Then you'll let go both your own body and other people's body. So you have to be circumspect. Sometimes you think of yourself and you forget about other people, and you can still worry about other people's health and well-being. But when you think of yourself and other people, then you will then see that we are all the same, and we all will eventually have to get old, get sick and die. Then we don't worry about other people. We don't worry about our own body. Check link 10, I see. So that's what the Buddha meant by internal and external. Thank you, Ajahn. Yes, we have to contemplate both our own and other people's body, feeling, and states of mind. That we will have a balanced view of things, not lopsided. Good afternoon, Phoebe Sang. Dear Venerable Ajahn, I am finding myself less and less motivated to work to further my career. I don't think this means I have wisdom to let go of career. I think it's just laziness and lethargy. I don't feel I'm ready to give it up. How should I proceed with my work? Or should I ignore it and try to meditate more? Thank you. Well, the goal is to work less and meditate more, because working can only give you so much. Once you reach that point, and it doesn't make you any happier. Work will provide you with the 4 basic necessities of life: food, clothing, shelter, and medicine. Once you have that, then you should concentrate on your meditation practice. With meditation practice, it will give you more happiness than you will get from the 4 basic requisites of life. So work to maintain your life, and then spend the spare time doing the meditation practice. Don't work too much. Work only when you have to. If you find that you can stop working, then stop working and meditate instead. Work like monk. We monk also have to work, but we work about 1 hour a day on going on alms round in the morning to collect food. Once we have enough food, then we come back and finish. We eat, and then after that, when we finish, then we are through with our physical work for the body. Then we spend all the rest of the time to meditate, to develop samadhi and wisdom for the purpose of liberation from dukkha. So don't let your emotion, your feeling dictate what you do, because someday you might be inspired to work, and someday you are not inspired to work. Use your rationality to dictate your action. Do what you have to do, and don't do any more than that. Don't work to get rich. Don't work to have many possessions. Work just to maintain life, your body. Then spend the rest of the time doing meditation. With meditation, you have to force yourself to do it. Don't let your mind, don't let your feeling tell you when to do the meditation. You have to set up a schedule and then stick to the schedule, or else you will not advance in your meditation practice. When you have developed more meditation practice and result from your practice, then you will be more inspired to do more meditation practice. Eventually, you just don't want to do anything else but meditate, because the happiness that you get from meditation practice is more happiness than other kind of happiness. From Matthew Khan, Sadhu Sadhu, how you met? Hope you are doing well. From Phoebe Sang, thank you for your answer. I have another question regarding relationship with our romantic partner, significant other. If the relationship requires a lot of work to maintain, that is time invested in conversation, understanding the person, supporting them, etc. Is it good to continue to help the person and keep discussing to reach an understanding? If you still have to have a partner, then I guess you would have to try to keep discussing so that you can understand each other and live happily with each other. But if you can live alone, then you don't need to care, to worry about that other person. So there's pro and con. If you have another person as your partner, he can keep you happy, but you also have to keep maintaining a good relationship in order to be happy. And sometimes it doesn't work. So instead of happiness, you can have sadness instead. So if you can meditate and then be happy with meditation, then you can live alone. That would be better. Because all relationships sooner or later will come to an end, either by your own volition or by circumstances, by the nature of impermanent. Thing eventually will have to come to an end. When that happens, sadness will come in again. So my recommendation to you is try to live alone. And you have to meditate in order to be able to live alone and be happy. From Czech Ling Tan, dear Ajahn, what is the difference between superficial equanimity without samadhi and equanimity from the fourth jhana? Is it the intensity or is it totally different? Well, superficial equanimity is forced equanimity. You have to force yourself to remain calm, to remain unreactive. So it's not natural. You have to force it with mindfulness. And sometimes you cannot do it. But with equanimity arising from samadhi, this is natural. You don't have to force it. It just becomes part of your nature. But it only lasts for briefly. It's not permanent. Equanimity from samadhi is not permanent. You need equanimity from wisdom in order to make it permanent. From Matthew Khan, I am well, thank you, Ajahn. And Emily, is she okay? Also, from Sweetan, dear Ajahn, should we develop sati and wise attention, reflection, all the time during daily activities? Even though we haven't achieved samadhi yet. Yes, if you can. The difference is if you have samadhi, you will be able to reflect more. Without samadhi, your mind will be driven by your defilements to go think of the sensual objects, to think of acquiring money and wealth. But with samadhi, your mind will be content. Then you can then direct your mind to reflect on the true nature of things. Reflect on anicca, dukkha, anatta. From Phoebe, thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you at the Zoom on Tuesday. Please take care and stay well. Thank you. You're welcome. From Forest Tom, good morning, Ajahn. Sometimes if I become very happy due to meditating, then I feel content and I don't feel like meditating anymore. How do I deal with this? Well, when you are content, you don't need to meditate. So meditate when you don't have contentment. When you have contentment, you have achieved your meditation goal. So you don't need to meditate. You just stay mindful. Try to maintain your contentment by keeping your mind from desiring for sensual pleasures. So when your mind is content, then you just keep maintaining mindfulness. Stop your mind from desiring by contemplating on anicca, dukkha, anatta, nature of things that you desire for. Then your mind will stop desiring. Then your mind will continue to be content without having to meditate. From Dylan Alvis, Sadhu Sadhu Pante. You mentioned that dependent origination is applicable for all beings, including Brahma and Deva. So does that mean that all such beings consist of Vijnana, Nama, Rupa, mind and body, and six sense bases, etc., even though they are in a Rupa world? See, when they are in a Rupa world, they don't have the body. They have the four Nama Khandas. They have Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana. But due to the strength of mindfulness, this four Nama Khanda is being suppressed temporarily in the state of meditation, in the state of jhana. But that doesn't mean they lose this four Nama Rupa. When the mindfulness or the jhana dissipate, then this four Nama Khanda will start to function again. And then defilement, the desire for sensual desire will come up again. And then the mind will then drop from the arupa and rupa world to enter the sensual world, the sensual sphere of existence again, and eventually leading to rebirth as a human being again. But with the anagami, this is different. The anagami has entered into the rupa or arupa world by the work of wisdom, by getting rid of sensual cravings. So this is permanent. The mind of an anagami will not take up any physical body anymore, and it will eventually become fully enlightened in the realm of arupa or rupa realm of existence. From Kenneth Hunt, thank you, Ajahn, for your guidance on practicing at this time. I am less interested in work and have more desire to practice. So happy to have more freedom to practice now. Yes, take advantage of this situation, because things will change again. Eventually things will go back to normal again, and you would have to go do your teaching in person again, and you will have then to face people and meet people again. So right now you are fortunate not to have to go outside. From Javerka Franco, Sadhu Luang Por. From Czech Link Tan, thank you so much for your answer, Ajahn. So if we are yet to have equanimity from the fourth jhana, we should force the equanimity when we face certain situations and not be reactive. Is that the right way, Thanajan? That's right. If you react, then you should use mindfulness, such as a mantra, to stop your mind from reacting. When you get angry, recite Bhutto, 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 Bhutto. Then eventually your mind will stop being angry. When you have greed, you become greedy. Recite Bhutto, 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 or Anicca, Anicca, meaning impermanent or death. Once you see that, then your greed can be stopped right away, but not permanently yet. Yeah. Then the less you become reactive, then it's easier for you to enter into jhana. So keep developing using mindfulness as much as possible. From Caroline Whittaker, good, am I? From Checkling Tan, dear Thanajan, is contentment the same as equanimity? Yes, it's the same thing. Equanimity gives you contentment and bliss, happiness. That is better than the other kind of happiness that you gain from your body. From Nina Ucha, Thanajan, I am new here, Ka. You are welcome to join us. New or old, we are all in the same family. We are Buddhists. We are the children of the Buddha, and we are allowed to receive the inheritance from the Buddha, which is his Dhamma. So we are sharing the inheritance of the Buddha right now among us. From C. May, good morning, Ajahn. Good morning to you. How are you? From Ginny Lin Phua, good morning, Ajahn. Sadhu, sadhu, anumodanami. Thank you. You're welcome. From Caroline Whittaker, this is a bit much for Zoom conversation, but have been so sick nearly die in ICU 10 days. I was able to let go of body and feel bliss with light. Thank you. Teaching accept body has to leave eventually, sadhu. That's right. When you can let go of your body, you will feel light and blissful. Even though your body is sick, but your mind can be happy because the mind has let go of its attachment to the body. By accepting that aging, sickness, and death is inevitable and unavoidable. From TFK Tavisa, Sadhuka. Thank you. It would be nice if you're a newcomer to let me know where you come from, so that we can get a better picture of who we are, where we are. If you feel like letting me know where you come from, but if you don't, that's okay also, doesn't matter. We have about 22 people watching right now, and we have 35 minutes into the meeting. So we have about another 25 minutes to go before I call this meeting off, because I will have to go and get myself ready for my work, my daily work. I work about 1 or 2 hours a day, That's all for the body. I have to go and collect food for the body, going on arms round. I have to leave my kuti or my house about half an hour before sunrise, which is about 4:37, and then I catch a bus that will take me to the village. The bus come pick us up 10 minutes before 6. I mean 5:37 when I have to leave the house, not 4:37. But this time changes. We go by the sun rising. The sun varies from time to time. Right now it comes up at about 6:07 a.m. But during the hotter month it comes up earlier at 5:40, 5:45. So our time keeps changing with the sun, not with the clock. Our work schedule going on arms round will varies from time to time according to the rising of the sun. That's how in ancient time measured the day, by the rising of the sun. When the sun rises, we start a new day, not at 12 o'clock in midnight time. From C. May. Dear Ajahn, if someone has cleared the first 3 fetters and know that the body is not self from the past life, and it's much easier for this person to practice mindfulness of the body than mindfulness of feeling, should this person still continue to practice mindfulness of the body in this lifetime, or move to mindfulness of feelings and mind? Well, if the person has let go of his or her attachment to the body, then there is no need to contemplate on the body. But you also have to still contemplate on the feelings of the body also. You have to let go of your physical feelings also. See, feelings have 2 sources, physical and mental. You first let go of your attachment from the physical feelings, but you still have the other half, which is the mental feelings, the feelings that arise from your mental activity, such as your thoughts. That comes afterward. First you get rid of your body, your attachment to your body, and your attachment to the physical feelings first. Then you go up the next level by contemplating on asubha, to get rid of your sensual desire, your sexual desire first. Then you move up to the next level, to the mental, to the mind level, in which you then contemplate on the changing nature of feelings that arise from your changing nature of the mind, until eventually you let go of all your attachment to every type of feelings, whether physical or mental. From Nina Ucha, I am from Melbourne. Thank you. It must be about 6 o'clock in Melbourne now, 6 or 7, I'm not sure. It's about 3 hours different, I think, if I'm not wrong. Australia is about 3 hours earlier than Thailand. So you're in the morning right now, 6 or 7 o'clock. Saturday morning. From Sweden, dear Ajahn, during our meditation, how do we not go against our thought, which is always accompanied by the desire? You have to be mindful, that's why you have to keep watching your breath If you cannot watch your breath, and then you have to use a mantra, reciting Bhutto, 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 competing with your thought. When you first start mindfulness, your thought will not stop right away. It will keep coming back. So you have to be persistent in your mindfulness. Keep reciting the mantra, keep chanting, and ignore the thought. Then eventually your mind will become more concentrated, and the thought will then be less, and eventually they will disappear. Do we just acknowledge it and back to our meditation object? Don't even acknowledge, ignore it, and come back to your meditation object. Don't stray away from your meditation object, regardless of whatever happens. If you want your mind to become concentrated, to enter into samadhi, to enter into jhana. From Penny Peng, Sadhu Ajahn. I'm from Malaysia. Very touching with Ajahn Mehta for answering the question. Very useful. You're welcome. From Sung Lilian. Good morning. How to practice mindfulness in everyday life from Malaysia. Thank you, Sadhu. You can recite the mantra Bhutto, Bhutto as soon as you get up. As soon as you open up your eyes, don't let your mind think aimlessly. Pull it back to the mantra. Recite Bhutto, Bhutto as you go do your daily routine, such as washing your face, brushing your teeth, combing your hair, getting dressed, eating. Use the mantra Bhutto, Bhutto, then you will be mindful. Or if you can concentrate on what you do, that's alright also. Concentrate on washing your face, brushing your teeth, taking a shower, getting dressed, eating. Just keep concentrating on this action in order to prevent your mind from thinking aimlessly. From C. Tek Eng, good morning, Ajahn. C. Tek Eng, Sadhu, Sadhu. From C. Mei, Sadhu, and thank you for the answer. Wonderful explanation of mindfulness of physical and mental feelings. Is it helpful to still keep with mindfulness of the body? If you still need to develop mindfulness, then yes, you can use mindfulness of the body to maintain mindfulness. So that when you meditate, your mind can enter into jhana easily. From Sweet Tan, dear Ajahn, thank you for answering our questions. You are welcome. From Ginny Lin Four, thank you Ajahn for this morning advice. Today is Uposatha Day. I have to do puja. Please excuse me. Sadhu, Sadhu, Anumoda Dami. You're welcome. Yes, today is Buddhist Observance Day. For Buddhists, they usually either keep the 5 precepts or the 8 precepts. If they can keep the 8 precepts normally, then on this observant day, they will keep the 8 precepts. And if they have a temple, they sometimes go to the temple to give dana, to support the temple, and also to listen to Dhamma talk and practice meditation in the temple. But for some people, they can stay at home and do the practice at home if they live alone. And if they feel they can do better at home, then they don't need to go to the monastery or the temple. And as far as Dhamma talk, nowadays you can listen online. Yeah. So you don't need to have to go to the temple like in ancient time, in which people have to go to the temple or monastery to listen to Dhamma talk. let me know which type of meeting you prefer, Zoom meeting or this type of meeting, in which you input by typing your questions. Because I find Zoom meeting is time consuming. People tend to talk more about themselves than ask questions. But with this type of meeting, you don't have chance to talk about yourself. So you just send in the question. So we get more out of this type of meeting, I think, than the Zoom meeting. And sometimes with Zoom meeting, people are reluctant to join because they don't want to appear on the video for some personal reason. I also find this type of meeting much easier for me also, because I just keep reading your question and then answer them as I read them. With Zoom meeting, I also need people to help me guard against hackers who sometimes wants to come in and interrupt the meeting. So when I have Zoom meeting, I have two other people to help me watch the participant, make sure that they are the right kind of participant, because there are people who want just to disrupt and to cause chaos. If I do Zoom meeting alone, I find it difficult to guard against these people. But with this type of meeting, they cannot come and disrupt the meeting. All they could do was just type some nasty messages, that's all, and we can just ignore it. From Sime, dear Ajahn, when we keep the 8 precepts at home, can we still go out of the house to buy things or eat? Yes, but you have to be very mindful. You have to guard your senses. Make sure you don't have desire for things. Then you might not be able to keep the 8 precepts. Especially in the afternoon. If you go out and you see food, you might get hungry and you want to eat again, for instance. But try not to go outside of the house if possible. Try to get things ready for your observant day. Then you don't have to go outside of the house. Only go out when it is absolutely necessary. From Carolyn Whittaker, yes, this is better, Satu. From Sime, both types of meetings are wonderful, Satu, and thank you for this precious opportunity for us to clarify about the wondrous Dhamma. Thank you, you're welcome. From Kenneth Hunt, Tanajan, I find both types of meeting very beneficial, thank you. Very good. Then I've tried to have both once a week, one each a week. Today I do it early in the morning for you people in America and Europe. And on Tuesday I'll do it in the evening for the people in Asia, Malaysia, Singapore mostly. But there are also few Europeans and North American who could join the meeting at that time also. So there will be both. One like this, I try to do it this once a week, early in the morning, and then one in the evening on Tuesday. I do this maybe on Saturday morning or Sunday morning, depending on which day I could get up early. Today I got up early about 3 o'clock, 3:30, so I have time to do about 1 hour. Then about 4:30 I will then have to stop this meeting and then prepare myself to go out to collect my alms round, to collect food for my existence. This is the only work I have to do once a day. From Kenneth, okay, I read this. From Jack Ling 10. Any meeting as long as we get to hear your Dhamma, Ajahn. Hearing the Dhamma flowing out from you is absolutely the best thing. We always feel so extremely fortunate, Ajahn, to get a chance to hear your teaching. You're welcome. You make me inspired. You make me happy to be able to continue on with this meeting. You need to know, I need to know that people appreciate what I do, and it then will inspire me to do more. Not because I could not take any criticism. I can take both criticism and praises, but praises at the right, that is properly, that is truthful, then it can be inspiring to do more. Because I don't have to do this meeting at all. It's not for me, it's for you. From Dylan Alvis Satu Pante, could you explain the nature of Pavanka Citta? Pavanka Citta is jhana. When the mind enters into jhana, we call this Pavanka Citta. That's all. From the fourth jhana upward is all Pavanka Citta. From the fourth jhana to the Arupa jhana, this is Pavanka Citta. From Great Aldrich, dear Ajahn, the ascetics before the Buddha had to have mindfulness to attain jhana, but not correct wisdom to make the peace permanent. That's right. Jhana is temporary because it's induced by mindfulness. Mindfulness could not get rid of the defilement that keeps the mind from desiring and craving for things. So you need wisdom to get rid of the defilement. Once you get rid of the defilement, then there's nothing to stir the mind. So the mind will remain peaceful forever. From Kiran Shabazz, thank you so much for your teaching from Toronto, Canada. Thank you for letting me know where you come from. From Sime, dear Ajahn, how do we deal with restlessness and boredom in meditation? You have to keep your mind busy, mindful. Keep developing mindfulness. When you have boredom or lazy, you should force yourself to develop mindfulness, such as reciting the mantra or do some chanting. You can do this without having to sit. You can walk and chant mentally or recite mentally. It's better to do walking meditation when you have boredom, because when you sleep, you might fall asleep. So you have to force yourself to walk, or if you have to do some work, do your work and recite the mantra together. Then eventually your restlessness and boredom will disappear. You need to have mindfulness to deal with this situation. From Grave Aldrich, of course, Ajahn, I greatly appreciate your Dhamma, especially when busy with worldly things. I always join and listen. Helps very much with establishing mindfulness. Okay, very good. I'm very happy to be of service to help you in any way I can as far as the Dhamma practice is concerned. Cornell agree with what Gleb had to say. From Dylan Alvis, is it possible for human beings who have attained jhana to communicate with beings in other Brahma and Deva worlds? Once you're in jhana, you cannot connect with anybody. You have to come out of jhana. You have to be in the what we call upachara samadhi. That's when you can connect with other spiritual beings. But you cannot connect to those who are in the Brahma world, because the Brahma world is cut off from the rest of the other two, the sensual world. That's why the Buddha could not reach his former teachers, the two teachers who passed away before he became enlightened, because they had entered into the Brahma world, so they cannot communicate with anybody. It's only those who lives in the Deva world, such as his mother. The Buddha could connect with his mother in the Deva world, and taught Dhamma to her. So once you are in the Brahma world, you are all alone in your blissful state. Only after your mindfulness weakens and then your defilement starts stirring up the mind, that's when your mind will then enter into the Deva world again and the human world eventually. Okay, we have already passed 37 minutes into our meeting. So if you are still typing your question, please continue on typing them. But if you haven't yet typed any question, I will have to ask you not to do for today, because I will have to end this meeting pretty soon, in about 2 or 3 minutes time. So if you're still typing your question, just keep going doing it and send it to me. But if you haven't started yet, please don't do it now. You have to wait the next time when we have the meeting again. From TFK Tavisa, thank you, Ka. From Switzerland. Oh, really? So we have two people from Switzerland today, Kenneth Han and TFK Tavisa. From Grape Aldrich, although I prefer this format to Zoom. Yes, I personally prefer this format also, but I can do both. It doesn't bother me which one. But I feel it's more fruitful with this type of format, because we don't waste time saying hello and we don't have to wait. See, we can send in the question as we listen to the talk. With Zoom, sometimes you have to sit there and wait for the other person to finish before you can then say your question. But both method is okay for me. Don't get mistaken. It's okay for me both. From Kenneth Han, Tanajan, your teaching in this format is the most precious part of my practice and very highly appreciated. Thank you. From Czech Ling Tan, dear Tanajan, I feel like I can never ever thank you enough. But the heart is always burst with joy and inspiration when listening to your Dhamma teaching. I use this feeling of gratitude for you, my great teacher, as an inspiration to continue practicing. The feeling of genuine gratitude towards the teacher seems to be a great inspiration to continue practice. Very happy to hear that. I think I'm being spoiled by your praises. From Pante Kaminda, thank you, Ajahn. Must go to bed. Greeting from Germany, out of a Thai Wat. Good night to you. Have a good dream, good sleep. Meditate, be mindful before you go to sleep. Watch your breath as you go to sleep. From Sime, Satu Satu, Anumodami for Ajahn answer. Please keep safe and healthy. Thank you. From Chin Li Ching, chanting Anatta Lakkhana Sutra, become alive one day, the other day. On daily practice, the mind needs to be established in mindfulness to be able to experience it. Not easy. Can Ajahn explain? I don't quite understand your question. To experience the mind, the Dhamma, you need to have mindfulness first. To stop your mind from thinking. To bring the mind inside. When you have mindfulness, your mind comes inside, and then the mind will be able to experience the Dhamma. So you have to keep developing mindfulness in order to be able to experience the Dhamma inside your mind. From Dylan always, thank you very much for the explanation, Bhante. Sadhu, sadhu. Okay, I think that's about all the comment I can read right now. So I think it's good time for me to say goodbye to you. Thank you very much for participating in this meeting. I hope it is of some benefit and can help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, stay well, stay safe, stay mindful, and stay wise. Thank you and goodbye.